Welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nela Mat, and today we're going to be channeling messages from our venerated ancestors. And so, if you guys choose to stay, please, I would like to ask you to take a moment here to take a deep breath. Take a deep breath with me. Taking a deep breath and holding. Release in three, two, and one. Setting clear intentions, calling in the manifestation of divine truth. That feels so good. I just want to stay there with my eyes closed. So, beautiful souls. I already have some messages here coming in from the Oracle. And so I'm just going to be speaking on, okay, the messages. First of all, we have the energy of the vulture medicine. Okay, so when I am feeling the energy of the vulture, I feel the energies of the primordial mother. Okay. However, today the primordial father is also very loud, and they are speaking about clearing, cleansing, purification, and putrefaction. Okay, so if you guys are finding yourself going through having to navigate difficult emotions, all right, and I feel like if you're here, you know that this is part of it, right? This is the healing journey, this is part of it. Transmutation of pain, oh my goodness, all right. So they're speaking about clearing and creating a space for the new to enter. They're speaking about prayers and answers are coming. However, it's very important to remain open to how the answers to your prayers or the solutions or the outcomes are coming. They want you to remember that everything that is happening is going to happen for your benefit, okay, and for the benefit of all. They're also speaking about spiritual understanding. They want you to rethink your idea of divine justice. And why do I say that? Because they're speaking about our idea of divine justice as something that we want to control and something that it can be because of the programmings and the conditionings of religions. Yeah, the religion, we have a lot of distortion about divine justice. And so it's necessary to find the lesson within every experience. And then we have to learn to surrender what we cannot control. So, for example, if you have gone through situations or you're going through situations where you feel like there's a sense of unfairness, right? We don't have to be praying obsessively for the outcome. Okay, the outcome that we want, the outcome that we believe is just. And so they're saying when approaching, right, the act of reverence to pray to the creator, to the mother and the father, we have to practice letting go, surrendering, which means we don't become attached. We enter into a sacred space, we speak our part, and we say, divine mother, divine father, this is how I feel, this is what's happening, this is how it's affecting everyone involved. Let it be your will. And then we just let it go. Oof, I just got very heated. Okay. It's very easy when going through situations that are pressing past memories to go into lots of anger, lots of rage, a lot of frustration. And that those situations are meant to trigger the past. And remember, we're talking about ancestral healing. And so have reverence and compassion for yourself and for everyone involved, because you're not the only one suffering. Obviously, we know that when people react certain way and just they do things that are unfair or disloyal or deceptive, you know that they are doing those things because they are in pain, because they are in hurt, because they feel betrayed, because they have their own stories of suffering and victimization and martyrdom, and because they have also obviously their own shadow. And so, When situations like that are being presented into our lives, it is important to shift our perception and our perspective. When something like that is happening in our lives, it's very important to reevaluate our beliefs, okay? Like I said about divine justice, and then they are asking us to elevate when it comes to acceptance and surrendering and reverence. So there's a lot of lessons to the situations that we're experiencing. Even though, yes, there's pain involved, even though, yes, there is a lot involved, right? That is just gonna take you into places that you do not want to go. However, that's the soul contract, and everybody's playing their own part. And so there's nobody to blame. There's only awareness. There's only an opportunity to evolve, to change, to practice virtue. Okay. Yes. All right. Moving forward. Okay. Here we go. I feel lots of fire, a lot of this energy. Yeah, when I just feel lots of fire, lots of fire, lots of yeah, Mars energy. But um, there's also the energy of the warrior. Okay, yeah, we have the 7 of clubs, and this speaks about spiritual understanding. All right, you're on a journey. You're on a journey of the spiritual warrior, and the spiritual warrior must go through very difficult trials and tribulations. And being a spiritual warrior is not about being loud and entitlement. It's not that idea of a warrior that we see on display on the TV. They are asking us to think about the ancient warriors, right? There was ceremony and ritual involved. There was understanding of the great spirit of the Mother Earth, right? When we are talking, sorry, about the true spiritual warrior, he understands spiritual understanding. He knows that he came here to go through the trials and the tribulations, and he has to develop a deep and strong rooted relationship with the planet, with the elements, with the directions, with the earth, with the above and the below, with their lineage and their ancestors, those who walk in spirit. And so you are walking the path of the spiritual warrior. The spiritual warrior is going to get done what needs to get done. However, it's going to be through virtue and not through vices. The true spiritual warrior understands what is to have reverence. And so she have a sense of reverence for everything, the challenging things, the hurt, the pain, the how others act and how they choose to react, and the things they say and how they be throwing rocks at you. You know what I mean? But the spiritual warrior knows that that is the medicine that he needs, because it's about his spiritual evolution, his mastery, her mastery. You see, a true spiritual warrior is not loud, entitlement, claiming things and doing all of these things that we see out there. That's just not a spiritual warrior. And so the spiritual warrior, right, he's initiated through a journey, and that journey is going to humble him or her. Oh, yeah. And so sit with all of that, right? We're talking about ancient spirituality. Right here with me and in this channel, in my space, there's no bypassing, and there's, no this new age spirituality selling you missions and fake initiations and ideas of a spiritual warrior that is rooted in entitlement and they have no spiritual understanding. No, not here. Right? So humility. Wow. Okay. We have the Ace of Clubs. Okay. Prosperity, abundance, solutions to your problems, breakthroughs are coming. However, yes. Here it is. This is it. This is the elder. That's the master. Okay. He is leading. He is guiding. We're healing the masculine. That's the warrior. And he is the one who initiates. Okay. He is the master of the storm, the lightning. Yeah. And so you're on a journey. Trust any detours. Stay rooted. Inner foundations, rooted with the earth. You have to reconnect with the earth. You have to work from within out and from the above into the below. Here we have number 4. This is the 4 of hearts, and we have the divine feminine, the vessel. We must become the vessel to receiving. And so we want to receive all these blessings and our heart desires. We must work through our foundations. 4 is the number of foundations. And so I'm just going to leave it that there. Sorry. This is the J of Hearts. He is the warrior. All right. We're healing the masculine and obviously the feminine. But right now, as I am channeling, there's a merging that needs to happen, and it's beautiful. Okay. And so there's a lot of water, and there's a lot of the fire of earth coming in to cleanse, clear, and create a space so that you can receive. So you must make your life a vessel. Spirituality is embodied in our day-to-day life. Okay? All right, you guys, may you be blessed on your journey. Thank you. Thank you to our most beloved and venerated ancestors. Thank you to Mother Earth. Thank you to the Mother and the Father, the most primordial. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is, and so it is done. All right, you guys. Ciao.